Let's give this a try.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, I'm really busy right now. Can I call you back?
What the entire you called me? What's up, Bill?
Hey, sorry, I'm really busy right now. Can I call you back?
Okay.
Oh, come on, Amy.
What's up, bro?
Hey, oh, sorry, I'm really busy right now. Can I call you back?
Wait, me? You called me.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Yo.
Hey, B. Oh, sorry, I'm really busy. Can I call you back?
Okay. You just called me, but okay.
Oh, she got us.
She just knew Amy wasn't going to answer. Amy always busy with those kids.
I answered on like the second ring.
You did answer. I felt so disrespected. I was like, you interrupted my focus to say that you can't talk and you're unavailable.
Felicia's focus. What were you focusing on, girl? Come on. I felt like I rolled with it really well. Also, by the way, this is something our boss does to us every single day. She will call us and then say, hold on, sorry, I'm busy. And I know that that's a TikTok challenge. The only challenge that we have is not to swear or lose our jobs back to her when she does it for the third time in an hour and a half. So, but we love you, boss.
It just makes things easier, though, in this work from home time to do a quick FaceTime. It just helps.
Yeah, it does help. I agree 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, you are watching The Jam, and to kick us off, we are celebrating Rosa Parks, okay? Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat in Montgomery, Alabama. She sparked a civil rights revolution across the country. Today, we celebrate her on what should have been her 108th birthday. And take a look at this, because in Philadelphia, public transit employees led an initiative to honor Rosa on a dedicated bus line and reserved her a front row seat with a cutout of her photo. That is absolutely wonderful.
Yeah,
So cool.
Rosa Parks has such a lasting legacy. And what people don't realize is that she didn't have it on easy street after this all happened. She never became wealthy. She was a humble woman. I remember in the 90s in Missouri, the KKK tried to sponsor a section of highway for garbage cleanup just because there was no way for them to reject it. So the Missouri legislature decided to vote it as the Rosa Parks Highway to kind of distract them from doing that. They asked her what she thought about it, and all she said was, it's nice to be thought of. A humble woman who was just tired, taking a big stand for a lot of people.
I thought it was really cool too. As she got older, living in Detroit, she didn't have a lot of money, and actually, the owner of Little Caesars Pizza had paid her rent in that apartment for many, many years, actually till the day she died.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Miss Rosa Parks.
Yes, for sure. All right, the weather outside is frightful, but there's no great Christmas song to sing about it. Snow is luckily moving out of the way. I don't think we ended up getting as much as we may have thought. I think we're at about 1.5 inches, 2 inches at O'Hare, some northern suburbs, and we're not out of the woods yet. We'll get another clipper, as you can see on the other side of this, bringing some additional accumulation. But it was treacherous out there on some of the roads for some period of time. As we look at what we're going to be dealing with this weekend after the snow, it's the crippling cold. This weather report sponsored by United Auto Insurance. Call or click to save today. But tomorrow morning, about 4 in the morning, the wind chill will be right around 0 or below 0. I don't think we're going to get above 0, at least what it feels like, for 8 days. Like a week of feeling like it's at or below 0 because of wind chills. A little more details on that in the 7-day forecast coming up. But in response to all of this, the city announcing that it's going to close its city-operated COVID-19 testing sites from tomorrow, the 5th, through Wednesday, the 10th. That's 5 days. But even beyond that, it still looks like it's going to be even colder into next weekend as well. So I guess this makes sense to protect the workers at these sites.
I guess. No comment. Frustrating.
Yeah.
That is what it is. I mean, I think a lot of people are outside, especially in these drive-in sites, are the folks that have to be outside in the cold. That doesn't work. Getting people to and fro is a dangerous thing. A lot of folks that work at these sites use public transportation, so it makes sense. Luckily, we are on such a downtrend with our COVID numbers now so that maybe we don't need as many testing sites as before.
I'm sorry I'm laughing, but you said to and fro, and I was like, what?
Yeah. Well, I sound like an old person, so.
Yes, you certainly do. I do think that there's got to be a way, they've got to find a way to make this work because we obviously need the testing going on. There are a lot of people whose jobs require them to be outside for an extended period of time. So maybe this is where you have two people on a shift, they're outside for 15 minutes, you're wearing snow pants, you're in your big gear provided by your employer, and you do this. But we got to find a way to keep these sites open.
For sure.
All right. Well, the House has voted to strip Marjorie Taylor Greene of her committee assignments. Illinois Rep. Adam Kinzinger, one of only a handful of Republicans who voted yes today to remove the rep. The resolution drafted after some hateful past comments involving racism and conspiracy theories were uncovered. Greene says she did testify earlier today before the votes started. She says she stumbled across QAnon, but only believed it for about a year.
The problem with that is, though, is I was allowed to believe things that weren't true, and I would ask questions about them and talk about them. And that is absolutely what I regret. Because if it weren't for the Facebook post and comments that I liked in 2018, I wouldn't be standing here today, and you couldn't point a finger and accuse me of anything wrong.
So she doesn't, I feel like watching this today, it was like watching my kids try to get themselves out of trouble, right? I'm coming up with excuses to like fix every little thing that was wrong instead of just saying, yeah, I screwed up and I've grown up a little bit.
I don't know. Like, I agree. And like, she said some really bad things and also used her image in some terrible ways. And there's a picture of her with an AR-15 and saying the squad's worst nightmare. Some of the Democratic representatives in the picture as well. The only thing I do wonder is, first of all, this sets kind of a precedent that one party in majority, because all you need is a simple majority to strip people of committees, could just do the same thing. Who's to say the Republicans won't retaliate against some members that they don't like in 2 years or 4 years when they take the House? More than that, I did appreciate that she said, I used to believe in QAnon and I don't anymore. And I wonder if there's a way to harness just a little of that to get to other people. Like, if she really did spout these theories, and she did, certainly, there's no doubt about it, like, is there a way to harness that? Like, she's not going to be in any interest now to help Democrats out or talk against QAnon now that they vote her out of committee. Was that a missed opportunity?
I agree with you, with everything you said. I think it sets a dangerous precedent for Democrats for moving forward. If they can just vote people out of committees because they don't like them, if that can happen in the future. But at the same time, I don't know, like, what does this really accomplish? I mean, in the sense that she's still going to be a sitting Republican. She's still going to represent her state. However, I just don't know what this accomplishes. I think it was a bad political move for Democrats.
Well, I disagree with you guys a little bit, because if this is the information that was uncovered might not have been known prior to her committee assignments. And so maybe that would have changed a little bit of where she went, like the Education Committee. Maybe that wasn't going to be a good place for her. Maybe if they knew about her background, they could have worked with her to pick locations that would have been better for her. Moving forward. I don't know.
Yeah.
Better for a former QAnon supporter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I don't know.
Okay. When she said that when she said she doesn't believe QAnon anymore, guess what? I don't believe her.
Yeah, no, that's without a doubt.
True.
She might have just been trying to save herself at the last second. She said some horrible things, and she's liked some horrible posts about lynching Barack Obama, shooting Nancy Pelosi in the head. Like, that is not appropriate. Like, I think she should be punished, and maybe this is the appropriate way. I just wonder, when I saw her disavowing her previous beliefs, I'm like, maybe this is a pathway forward for some people that do believe those things, that they can perhaps come out of it if she truly means it.
That is very hopeful thinking, John. And Amy, I agree with you.
I'm an optimist.
I don't know how truthful her denouncing of these things are. I don't know how truthful that is.
Right.
Okay, let's lighten it up a bit, because this Valentine's Day, you could turn date night into paint night with a little help from Lowe's, the home improvement store. They're offering 5 couples in the 10 most romantic cities a night of romance. You see what I did there? Winning couples will get an after-hours in-store experience to remember. I actually would like this. Part of the event, it has champagne toast, light bites, a chance to splash, sling, and roll some paint on a giant canvas. It actually sounds way more fun than I thought it would be. Chicago is one of the 10 cities participating in the event. I didn't even know we were one of the top 10 romantic cities. Interesting.
Yes. I would love to do this. How fun is it? Because when you're painting in your house, you got to be so meticulous not to spill. Making a mess sometimes is just fun.
Yes.
Shop local hardware stores, people. I mean, come on. This is a publicity stunt to and from. Are we falling for this thing? I mean, come on. It's stupid.
Well, no local hardware store has invited me to an after-hours paint and sip.
They didn't invite you either. So, you still have to do work to do it. Let's not pretend you've won this, Felicia, okay? I'm just saying that.
That's true.
They got their free promotional moment there. I can give Ace Hardware a shout out. There you go. Okay, Krista, what's going on, girl? Hey, thanks for pranking us.
When I looked at love, I always wanted to be married. I always wanted to have that happiness. But honestly speaking, I didn't think that I would genuinely get it. And then being married to Amani, it's like everything that I didn't expect, I now have.
Isn't that sweet? Not as sweet as my prank, though. That was good. Coming up, Married at First Sight fan favorites Woody and Amani Randall are here. We'll chat with them about the giant leap of faith they took to find romance. And later, how you can get your Girl Scout cookie fix during this never-ending pandemic. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody. We like to do things a little differently here at the Jam.
Hold on, Felicia had no idea she was on camera. Okay, all right, let's restart here again. Go ahead, Amy, one more time.
Like we just said, we like to do this a little differently here at the Jam.
Perfect example. Yeah, we're kind of like WWE, like a tag team. Like we like to fight over interviews, and we were fighting over this upcoming interview with the folks from Married at First Sight because it's an awesome show. But our producer, Lily Zacharias, was like the WWE wrestler with the chair outside of the ring that she was going to smash on our backs because she wanted to do this interview so bad. So Lily, take it away. Can't wait.
Thank you so much for that, John. Yes, they were married at first sight just weeks before the pandemic sent New Orleans into lockdown. Almost a year later, Woody and Amani Randall are still going strong and giving us a peek
Are y'all saying
into
something?
their lives. Oh, can they hear us now?
Okay. Hello?
Or hello.
Hey, there we go. We can hear you
All
now.
right, we are good. Getting right into it. All right. So Woody and Amani Randall are giving us a peek into their lives on Married at First Sight Couples Cam. Welcome, you two. I am such a big fan of the show and so excited to talk to you.
Hey, how you doing?
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
We're great. So I just binged your season last week when I was recovering from COVID. It was the perfect remedy. And I just always wonder when I'm watching this show, what possibly made you want to apply for this crazy leap of faith?
Honestly, I didn't feel like I had much to lose. I felt like I had done dating, so I might as well give this a try. If it didn't work out, it was just going to be another thing that didn't work out.
Mm-hmm. I'm a risk taker. I just took another risk. I said I wanted to find my queen. I said, hey, they might go find her. They found her. So, hey, it was a good risk.
It worked out. Woody, I remember your friends not having a whole lot of confidence that you were ready to be a husband. Clearly, they were wrong. But Amani, did you ever feel that way when you first met him?
No, honestly, I didn't understand where they were coming from when I watched back those episodes. It was like the moment I met him, he made his intentions clear that he was interested in like a forever. So
Yeah.
And now you're
definitely.
doing go ahead.
No, you good. I was saying I was interested. You good?
Well, now you're doing Couples Cam, which will give us even more of a close-up look into your lives than an entire camera crew. What can we expect to see on that's different from what we saw during the regular season?
I would say you get to see a more inside life of us because Couples Cam is literally us shooting everything. So you get to see us like take some risks, do some fun adventures, have some cookouts, have some nice lovey-dovey time between husband and wife. I think you'll learn get to learn a little more about us from our end of it, more or less.
We tried some new activities we would have never done before. And it's going to be fun to see how everybody likes to see us in a different way.
Yeah.
Are there going to be any more showers on television?
No, I don't think there are no showers. I don't think we got no showers. We have a spa day. We got a spa day. So, yeah.
Well, your season was unique because for the first time in Married at First Sight history, we had two husbands that knew each other. And not only did they know each other, best friends, Miles, who ended up staying with his wife, Karen. And as we learned in the finale, you live right down the street from one another. Will you guys be showing up in each other's couples cams?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely for sure. They asked for a cookout against the Williams household. So we definitely did that. So y'all stay tuned for that. I think y'all like that a lot.
I love that. Real quick before we go, we're coming up on Valentine's Day. So any tips for quarantine couples to keep the romance alive 1 year in?
Stay inside.
Make it romantic inside though.
Definitely. Rose petals, nice bubble baths, candles, food, wines.
Activity together.
All the whole nine. Dress up, do the outfits, all of it. You may as well. You got time. Yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. You can follow Amani and Woody on Instagram and, of course, watch them on Married at First Sight Couples Cam, which premieres tonight. John, Amy, Felicia, come back in here.
Good job, Lily. We even threw you a Zoom problem curveball just to see how you handled it, and you breezed right through it.
Honestly, we have not had one of those in weeks. I mean, that was taking me back to July.
They are so cute. You did a great job, too.
Yeah. I want to note that they sound like a new couple.
Yes.
They sound like new love.
I love it.
Really
they are helplessly in love. It's adorable.
Nice job, Lily.
All right.
Thanks, Lily.
Krista.
All the feels. Thanks, guys. Okay, coming up at 6:30, the haircut that almost sabotaged the Super Bowl and the brawl over a McDonald's sandwich that has Twitter very confused. We'll explain. We'll be right back.
Oh, I gave it.
The big game is fast approaching, and let's face it, for a lot of us, and I'm talking about me, it's all about the food, the libations, and the commercials. Andy Golder is the VP of Marketing for Bud Light. Thanks so much for joining us.
Great to be here, Amy. Thanks for having me.
And so I love your commercial. I already saw the one that was released because this must have been a tough thing to do a commercial that's interesting and still be sensitive to the situation around us.
Absolutely. It was a big challenge, and I'm sure a challenge for pretty much every advertiser that's doing anything for the Super Bowl. But yeah, it's a big challenge, but you know, we adjust and we make it work. We're introducing a new product, Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade. And as we sat around the conference room talking about how do we communicate Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade to 100 million plus people watching the Super Bowl, we started talking about, well, what a lemon of a year it was 2020, right? And
Yeah.
a lot of relatable situations that we started talking about, whether it be, you know, empty airports or not being able to go to sporting events, etc. And the concept was to have lemons impacting all those situations. So as you see in the spot, lemons are raining out of the sky, and through the spot, it gets more and more intense. And the whole concept is life serves you lemons, you make lemonade. So try to do it in a real fun way so people are enjoying it. But you can see the spot again, how lemons early in the year start to slowly come out of the sky and more lemons start to build through the spot. All kinds of funny things kind of happen as a result of it. And the idea again is to, you know, let's have some fun and try to make people smile. I think everyone's ready for a smile. So that's Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade. Great new product in the marketplace right now.
I also like in the ad that the one point where the lemons start hitting the fake cutouts that are in the stadium, which kind of made me wonder too, does that affect the fact that there are no fans in the stadium, or limited, I should say, because there are going to be some fans, does that affect the way you approach marketing?
Oh, absolutely. I think everything you're seeing right now has been greatly impacted by what we all have been through, and then having relatable situations. So having a sports scene with the audience, with the bleachers filled with fans, is not reality. So bringing back some of those cardboard fans that really kind of started going when COVID took off after March, April, or May was a good way to depict again what was happening at that particular time.
Well, I think it's great. I love the commercials are my personal favorite part of the Super Bowl. I'm not a huge fan of football, so I love it. And of course, love having a cocktail or two while I'm watching the game as well.
That's great. And then we've got the second spot too with Bud Light. So this spot features Bud Light beer. And again, just trying to have an awful lot of fun with what we're doing in Super Bowl this year. So the Bud Light spot really links into kind of the trend of nostalgia. And we decided to have some fun with nostalgia. So we went back in our archives and we pulled out some campaigns that are fan favorites through the years. You know, the Yes I Am guy, I Love You Man guy, Cedric the Entertainer, the Bud Night, you know, even our Bud Bowl bottles from the original ad from 1983 Super Bowl, our Real Men of Genius singer. We brought them all together for an epic legend spot, all working towards saving Bud Light that had spilled out of a truck. So they reload the truck and save the day. And in the end, the poor Bud Light gets knocked over the ledge. So it's a lot of fun, and it'll bring back some great memories and some great nostalgia of what we've done in the past and some of the new things we're doing today. So awful lot of fun.
Well, we wish you all the best of luck. I think they're great. Andy, thank you so much for joining us. All right, so are we done with the snow? Because my shovel's broken.
Oh, that's no good.
So I was going to ask you, are you guys like a shovel during the snow, or do you wait for it all to accumulate, wait for it to stop snowing and then shovel?
No.
Halfway.
You go out there during?
Halfway.
Oh.
Yeah.
God, otherwise you're in real trouble. Real trouble.
Yeah. Well, that would be the smart thing to do.
Maybe a little bit more tonight. We'll be okay, though. We'll be fine. It's the cold, though. I'm not ready.
Are you going to come shovel my driveway?
No, I'm not leaving my house.
For $200, I will. $200, I will. I don't think I've had water all day.
Oh, that's not good.
Well, not since this morning. Okay, everybody, it's Thursday. It's the Jam, and we are toasting it up till tomorrow. It's not to Thursday. We're toasting to Friday. It's early toast.
An early toast. That's fine by me. Whatever gets us closer. I did think today was Friday a little bit. And I know we all mess up days of the week, especially now. Like, we're all so out of rhythm normally. But there is nothing more cruel than thinking it's Friday and it's not. Even for like that glimmer of a second. Oh, it's the worst.
Well, at least it's Thursday. It's worse if you think it's like Wednesday or Friday and it's like a Wednesday. So.
Right. No, I appreciate the positive spin. I needed it there. This is the Jam, and we're going to have a good here second half hour. The Super Bowl is coming up this weekend. I have not been that excited for the game. Maybe I will be as we get a little bit closer. But for the first time, Illinois residents are actually able to bet on the Super Bowl while living in Illinois, since all that legislation over the last couple of years. But the only bets that are going to be allowed are ones that happen kind of on the field itself, like points scored in a game, who's going to score what, blah, 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 who's going to win. And you might be wondering, well, that's all the bets, right? No, there's these things called prop bets, which are really fun. Here are some of the examples of them this year. I should note before I even read them, you can't bet on these in Illinois, but they have some other bets, like will Eric Church and Jasmine Sullivan sing the national anthem in less than 2 minutes? That's a fun one. Will The Weeknd be wearing sunglasses or not during the halftime performance? But in Illinois, to keep up the integrity, they've decided not to allow any of the fun bets this year, which is kind of a bummer.
Yes.
Kind of a bummer, kind of a party pooper.
Yeah.
Hey, Chiefs backup center Daniel Kilgore and wide receiver Demarcus Robinson are pretty iffy for the Super Bowl right now. They were added to the team's reserve COVID-19 list on Monday. Turns out the team's barber, who gave 20 members of the team and staff haircuts on Sunday, tested positive for COVID. Kilgore was actually in the chair when his test results came in. He can still play if he gets 5 consecutive negative tests before the game. My first thought was like, why are they letting them even get haircuts if they don't have test results back yet? What's the point of testing if you're not going to like stay away from somebody until you get your results?
Yeah,
Also,
20 of them were
imagine
about
being
to
that
get
barber.
their hair. Yeah, 20 of them were about to get their haircuts.
Yes,
but
they
some
were all
people
light.
had. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I don't know why they took these risks. I know that players want to look fly on the Super Bowl, like the going into the tunnel and all that. But like for this year, the way they've navigated all this, like just chill out for a little bit longer. You're wearing a helmet most of the time, anyways.
Right. They were both masked, I should say. So fingers crossed, everybody's gonna be fine.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, imagine being the barber, though. Everyone has their eyes on you. Like, you did it. Everyone's pointing the finger at you. That's not a good feeling.
Right.
You don't want to be that person. Mask up, people. Okay, for some, it's all about the halftime show. And The Weeknd wants everyone to know this performance will not be like any of his others.
I will still incorporate some of the storyline. It's a very cohesive story I've been telling throughout this era and throughout this year. So the story will continue, but definitely will keep it PG for the families.
So good to know. I'm not a huge Weeknd fan. I don't dislike him. I'm just not a really large fan. So we'll see how it goes. What about you guys?
Yeah,
well, I
I'm with
remember
you.
last year.
They my kids listen to him all the time, believe it or not. So that's kind of funny that he's now going PG because they'll be so excited to see him on stage. They love the Blinding Lights song.
You remember last year how like the whole focus for like a week was about that dang stripper pole and what happened during the Super Bowl halftime show. I think if we would have known that there was a world pandemic looming on the horizon, we would have forgotten about it. But do you think that's like what he's referencing? Like, or I mean, like I know he probably wouldn't use a stripper pole, but like, I don't know, like PG sounds boring. The halftime show should kind of push the edges, right?
Are you talking about J-Lo's stripper pole?
Yeah.
What was wrong with that?
Really bothered by that?
Nothing. I didn't think that. Remember, it was like a national conversation for like a week. We had it on the show, Felicia.
I don't even remember that.
I thought everyone loved it, though. I didn't think anyone was critical of it. It was J-Lo who gave us life on a pole. It was amazing.
I don't need to tell my kids what that pole is used for in real life. They just saw her dance on a pole.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like people were critical of it, which was confusing to me because I didn't see how you could not love that.
This is the anniversary of the Bears and their Super Bowl appearance, the 2006 season, so 2007. Devin Hester returning the opening kick. Sights were high, and then it all fell apart. But Prince did the halftime show that year, and it was like he was singing Purple Rain as the rain started falling in Miami. That was awesome.
Yeah.
So, of course, I love anything Beyonce, but I just looked up Diana Ross, her 1996 Super Bowl performance. My goodness. She was lifted in, then she had 3 outfit changes, only as she should, because she is a queen. And then she also left in a helicopter. She flew away in a helicopter. I'm here for the dramatics.
I still think that Gaga was up there in the top 5 of all time.
Oh, yeah.
She's amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
She was good.
Okay, guys, this story is insane. A Newsmax host, they've been all over the news lately. He's getting McRoasted as Karen, or a male Karen, after he stormed out of McDonald's. So here's the tweet from Greg Kelly that launched 1,000 replies. I just went into a McDonald's, which, first of all, it's right there. You took a picture of it. You're spelling it wrong. There was no.
You probably did that on purpose.
There was no McFish on the menu. There's never been a McFish. It's called the Filet-O-Fish. When the hell did that happen? Is it permanently banned, or is it just my local McDonald's? I demanded to see the manager, but they accused me of being male Karen, so I walked out. So he basically Karen squared here. He Karened in the McDonald's, and now he's Karen on the internet. A few of the reactions coming in, though, I think are very fun. It's literally what I was just saying, and then it goes on to say kind of a back and forth that he walks in, sees the menu. Is it banned? I speak to the manager. It's breakfast time. Where's the manager? Leave us alone, male Karen. And the next one, we should just recreated that whole thing. What I learned from this tweet is a male Karen is a Greg. But someone chimed in and says that it must be new law and you can blame Greg Kelly. Yeah, I think that a Greg is the good male counterpart to Karen.
You're just happy that it's not John because it's, a very common name, right?
Yeah. Well, I think John doesn't fit that. I know I'm probably being defensive because my name is John. But like yeah, Greg just kind of works. I think it's all based on who you know with that name that acts like a jerk.
Totally
like,
true.
And I'm like, oh,
totally
I know
true.
a couple bad Gregs.
Yeah. Like, okay, Greg. You can get like gritty with it, Greg. Okay, two things that we need to note here. First of all, we've all been hangry before, okay? He was hangry. Imagine going to a restaurant, you can't get what you want. It's all messed up. I've been there. I can sympathize with that. The other lesson here that we should note is that you should not be posting. This is the prime example of why you don't post everything on social media. Because now you just look like an idiot, Greg.
Well, and I don't know if it was mentioned, where does Greg live? Because they do call things different things in different, like when I went to China and they went to McDonald's there, their menu is completely different. So maybe he's used to a McFish from where he is and he's a transplant. I don't know. I'm just saying. Not defending the guy, but I'm just throwing it out there.
Well, it sure sounds like you're defending him because it ain't called a McFish in these United States of America. And I love the little tip going around. No, he's a jerk. And he went on Twitter and became even more of a jerk. Unless he's being really ironic and this is all satire, then well played, sir. But for the most part, I think it's just an angry person being angry.
He was angry.
Angry.
You know what's also offensive? You know what's offensive is that he also in his tweet, his original one, he put manager in quotes. Like, what do you mean? Like, it's the manager. It's the manager.
Why the quotes?
They work harder. Yeah. Trust me, dude. I talk on TV a long time about whatever the heck I want to. That manager job at McDonald's is way harder than yours, Greg. Trust me. Trust me.
I feel like the McDonald's part has got to be satire, John. Looking at those tweets, because he got the McFish part of it right in his tweet. So I feel like that's
Newsmax. Let's not jump on and think that there's a galloping level of smartness there. Okay, Krista.
Oh, you guys. Okay, coming up, a fairy tale favorite is finally hitting Disney Plus. I can't wait. And things are getting sticky for this TikToker trying out this new look. I'll explain all the deep and trending. And do not forget, Chicago, there's still time for you to help us reach our $15,000 Let's Feed Chicago goal. So we partnered with the Greater Chicago Food Depository and Being Legal to raise $15,000 in meals by February 19th. Just text the number on your screen or go to cw26chicago.com to donate. Every dollar counts. We'll be right back.
We've got some breaking news for you this evening. Just got word in national gymnastics champion and trailblazer Diane Durham has died. She was the first African-American in the sport. Durham died today at a Chicago hospital after a short illness. She was 52 years old. And Mayor Lightfoot blasting the Chicago Teachers Union for not meeting the district halfway with a new deal to return to class. Here's what she said earlier today.
The ball is in the CTU's court. There's no reason why we shouldn't have gotten it done yesterday or Tuesday or Monday. But today is the day. My patience is up.
Her patience is up, and she has her pointer finger out, and she is pointing it at CTU. I think she echoes the frustration that a lot of parents are having right now. E-learning not going as well as we expected. A lot of students not showing up and really creating a lot of harm to the Black and brown communities right now. Her patience is up, as well as the rest of Chicago's.
We should note too, late this afternoon, early this evening, right before our show started, we did get word that the CTU responded with their resolution to what they're trying to work out. We don't have the details on that just yet, but they are now going through CBS is now going through that with the city.
Yeah, boy, I feel like we've gone back and forth in our own minds about who's more to blame, depending on which day of the week you're looking at. And this one, it just feels like a run out the clock situation for CTU. I kind of took the mayor's side on this one. I mean, they had sent a proposal over it was like 36 hours ago, and you wait for that long. I mean, I understand that there's detailed things you have to read, but when you're talking about just a few items, which they've said are there's the few sticking points, you got to be quicker about it. Like, I understand you need to go through the rank and file and take your pulse on what's going on, but in these times, I mean, speed is of the essence, because you draw out the clock here, we're going to end another week, and then you go into next week, and it's like, come on, figure this out. Find a way to be adults, get in the same room or same Zoom chat, and iron these things out. And you know what? If you're between this place and this place, guess what? Chop it in the middle, and let's get going.
I wish it was that simple. Mayor Lightfoot had some more to say. Take a look.
Failing grades, depression, isolation, and so much more. That is why we must get a deal done and get it done now without further delay.
Can I note that the most interesting thing about this for me is that the CDC has come out and said that we do not need to have our teachers vaccinated in order to return to school safely. I think that's being missed in this conversation that's being had nationally because everyone's talking about this story. The CDC is saying it's okay to go back, of course, with a plan and with other guidelines in place. Without a vaccine, I think that's important to note.
Yeah, and this is where I get frustrated with unions. I mean, they certainly have a place in this country, and they do really good things at times. But I've talked to some teachers who are friends and have told me that they want to go back to class. And this is not CPS. I'm not saying these teachers are not part of CPS, but they want to go back to class. But they have to go with the majority, right? They all have to come up with a decision. And so it's like, oh, yeah, they're frustrated too because they can't get their point across in some areas, you know?
Remember John's visual that he just gave us here, and he said, get to here? Well, even if they ended up like a little bit right here, that's better than nothing. Right now, you're giving the city absolutely nothing. And so I agree. I have spoken with some teachers, Amy, and I know that there are some who are ready to go back. But like you said, they all have to be in it together. But I'm just wondering if we can find, okay, let's just get the 5,000 children that we can get back in the classroom right now and the, 1,000 teachers that we can get who want to return to the classroom and feel comfortable returning to the classroom. I just wonder if we can kind of lower the goal, the goal that we're trying, I want to say the goalpost, sports reference, not working out here. If we can make the goal easier here, easier to attain.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. I do not want to get yelled at by Auntie Lori if I mess anything up. I'll tell you that for sure.
That is true.
Also, the what's going to happen here is they're going to finally come to a deal. Then school's going to have to be canceled because the next 7 days are so bitterly cold. You have below zero readings Saturday morning and beyond. That's the temperature. The wind chills, I think we're going to be sub-zero the entire day tomorrow. And except for maybe Monday afternoon, I think it's going to feel below zero through this entire map and beyond. I'm looking Friday and Saturday of next week with the high temperature still in the single digits. Still a long time for that to change, but it is not good. So that forecast is brought to you by United Auto Insurance. Get your free quote, call, or click today. I had to give that a little bit more oomph there. Krista.
Yeah, because you didn't do anything for the weather.
Yeah, no, I didn't do anything.
Thanks, John. Thanks, guys. All right, in celebration of Black History Month, we're sharing stories of people who've made a strong impact in our country and around the world. So today, professional tennis player Arthur Ashe remains the only Black man to ever win the singles title at Wimbledon, the US Open, and the Australian Open. And he was the first Black person ever inducted to the Tennis Hall of Fame. Trailblazer. After contracting the AIDS virus in 1992, Ashe worked tirelessly to inform and educate others about the virus. The world's largest tennis stadium bears his name and is the home of the US Open today. We honor Arthur Ashe, and we'll be right back.
Thin Mints and Tagalongs and Samoas. Oh my, it is officially cookie season and the pandemic is not stopping the Girl Scouts from selling. Chicago cadet Sydney Barnes and troop leader Linda Colon, who also happens to be her mom, join us now with some new ways folks can order cookies. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thank you.
All right, let's talk about the new ways first before we get into the goods. So tell me, Sydney, a little bit about how you guys are selling this year.
This year, we're actually selling with drop-offs like we did last year. So during the pandemic, we posted links on like social media, and we started to just reach out to people, and they reach out back to us, and we would just drop off the Girl Scout cookies on their door, and so it'd just be contact safe.
Got to pivot like everybody else. You know, Linda, I remember I was a Girl Scout for many, 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 many years. And this was also a teaching tool to kids teach them how to sell and do the interaction with adults. Is that something you're still able to do in this situation?
Absolutely, because my girls are now reaching out. So parents may be, reaching out to their friends via social media or, emails and stuff like that. But it's still showing the girls that there's other means. There's another way to get there.
So you guys have another new cookie again this year, correct?
Yes. So our Lemon Up is our new cookie this year. It actually came out last year during the pandemic. Unfortunately, not a lot of people know about it, but they are delicious.
And you guys are doing the drop-off deliveries, but you guys also have a partnership with Grubhub this year, which is making things probably a little bit easier too.
Yes, Grubhub is starting the middle of February. How it's going to work is that you can put your order in and Grubhub will drop it off. And, luckily they're not charging the Girl Scouts anything because we're a non-for-profit agency.
It's your dinner and your dessert all at once.
Exactly.
Fantastic, ladies. Thank you so much for joining us. We wish you the best of luck too, because I know it's not easy selling out there right now.
Yes, well, we have fun with it. So we're hitting our quotas. So as long as we can hit our quota, we're good.
Great. And for more information on how to purchase all the yummy Girl Scout cookies, you can visit girlscoutsgcnwi.org, and you can also be on the lookout for it on Grubhub.
Oh, that is some dangerous stuff on Grubhub there. Okay, guys, Chicago food to go. It's our favorite show. And guess what? We have a really special thing for you. A Top Choice Award. 7 different categories. And tonight we give you the 7th one we're featuring. It is Best Neighborhood Restaurant. Neighborhood restaurants are the backbone of the neighborhoods in our city and suburbs. So here they are. Drumroll, Bronzeville Wings. Which is really cool. The owner, it has 30 different flavors of wings. The owner was an educator by trade, and now they're educating our palate. I love good wings. Oh my God, I can't.
God, me too.
Oh my God. Okay, Sweet Dreams Froyo. They've got everything: candy, sweets, cereal toppings, so many cool things. It's a husband and wife. They've been in business for a couple years, and they're already wowing the neighborhood. And we've talked to Dominique from Lexington Betty Smokehouse on this program a couple times.
Yeah.
They got a couple location, perfect smoked meats and southern sides for your barbecue cravings. Ooh, I can just taste the barbecue sauce on my lips. I don't know what I'm doing. You can vote at cw26chicago.com. Vote every day till February 14th. All right, we will be back after this.
It's possible. It's possible. And it's possible and actually happening. I'm so excited for this. Rodgers and Hammerstein Cinderella, starring Brandy and Whitney Houston, is coming to Disney Plus a week from tomorrow. Yay! The live-action remake featured a multicultural cast and Brandy as the first Black Disney princess. We love it. Perfect timing for Black History Month. So good.
I love this movie so
doing
good. The music is so good.
It's so good. It's one of my favorites. All right, this next story is wild, okay? I saw this on TikTok and I was like, it's a new viral TikTok and it's asking everyone to unfollow them all. This girl is serious and take down the elite. So Gen Z is calling this movement Eat the Rich, and they think if we lower celebrity and influencers follow counts, we will lessen their income. So go and follow the Kardashians and all the celebs that you follow, and we'll make them poor. I don't know. They're running off of GameStop and all.
What is wrong with Generation Z? They literally consume celebrity news, love, everything, and that's totally fine. And they love it all. And now they're like, let's give it back. Eat the rich. Gen Z, grow up already so we can make it to the next generation.
Okay.
Boom. All right. Last story. This one. This girl, poor girl, she ran out of her favorite hairspray. So she turned to, an alternative, some Gorilla Glue spray. And her poor hair has been stuck like this for a month. She made this TikTok warning people, please don't use this. And even Gorilla Glue commented, and they're like, oh, here's some tips, but good luck, sister. We don't know.
I feel so bad for her.
I feel so
bad.
Things off. At least it's stuck in a good position.
Don't use Gorilla Glue on your head, people.
I won't.
Gorilla